Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 7 Premium US Destroyer Sims. It has 4 main guns, 8 torpedoes, 10 AA guns, a surface detection of 6.6 kilometers, top speed 38.5 knots, total hull 13,800. For my modules, I don't have any modules. For my commander, situation awareness, faster turret traverse, superintendent, last stand, and concealment. We are on the map Two Brothers, and it's been a while since I've played The Sims. I got a request, I'm going to play it. The game was actually awesome, and I'm going to share it. So, what is The Sims, for those who don't know? It is a Tier 7 US destroyer, and its turret traverse is extremely fast compared to most US destroyers. The torpedoes initially were completely useless because they didn't outrange the detectability of the ship. They gave longer range, however very slow torpedoes. So there still is a very limited use for the torpedo systems. And this Omaha is close to an island. I felt like he might turn back. I sent the torpedoes accordingly, and I'm trying to bait him to turn, maybe show his full broadside against me. I popped my smoke. I was afraid of the Cleveland, the enemy battleship. I don't want to die. I have to help carry the game. I'm a top tier. Top tiers are expected to get kills, expected to help their team. So instead, we're sitting in our smoke. You notice the torpedoes pass by harmlessly. We're sitting in our smoke, and we're going to use our guns. Now, of course, the traverse is fine. What about the actual damage of the guns? Well, they're pretty good. Whenever I first picked this ship up, way back in closed beta, I felt like it was a gun platform that had access to torpedoes. That kind of sounds like a Soviet destroyer. Yes, it does. So I assume they wanted to make the US destroyer line unique. Have use for the torpedo systems. Similar to the buffs that they gave across the board, I believe, starting at the Farragut and going all the way up to the Benson. They were giving them range increase, which is really nice, of course. And that's sort of what you have now. You have torpedoes that could be useful if the player was completely unaware. But it's nice to have that option. Even just controlling space is useful. So this Omaha is going to pull a Notser. He's going to run into the island, and immediately I'm going, okay, AP, kill the guy. This will be the last HE salvo, and it does 600 damage, friendly, finishes off the Omaha. It's cool, it's whatever. I would have liked to get the kill, but I'll be happy with the damage that we were putting out. And I'm a little worried. There's absolutely nobody on this flank. There are 11 enemy ships still up, and I only see 3 ships. That's scary. There's way too many enemies that are probably on the eastern flank right now putting pressure on our base. We only have 4, and look at the gaggle of ships on the western side of the map. What is the deal with the 1-2 line for the south side? It seems like all they want to do is rush to the islands that are super far away and just push slowly up to the enemy's northern base. Why is that the accepted strategy for some players? My strategy, I'm going to head towards the center, maybe put pressure. I noticed that the Omaha has his aircraft. I stopped my AA. Unfortunately, I was even scouted with the AA turned off, so I turned it back on in an attempt to destroy the aircraft, but we are unsuccessful. So that Omaha is dead, but he is basically preventing my assault path. So I'm going to rethink my strategy. I could go back to the base, help defend. I could also try and get in position to send my torpedoes. I'm going to try and harass this Aoba. We have a friendly battleship that was right next to me that could do pretty good damage to the Aoba. Remember, the Aoba is a Tier 6 Japanese cruiser with torpedoes. It's probably the most normal Japanese cruiser that you will find. Classic 4-5 gun turrets, and you have torpedo systems on the back half of the ship. That's just how they work from here on out. And I switched to AP, and I'm going to get some pretty good citadels if I can land him. We got one. He's showing his side. Want to take full advantage of him showing his side. He can't send out his torpedoes against the Nagato. And keep in mind, battleships really do need us. They act like they can do everything, and he's gonna pull a Notser. Man, everyone's just afraid of me, I guess. It's only me. He sends his torpedoes out. I think he wanted to get an angle for his torpedoes. I'm trying to get an angle so I can citadel him. Just need to get a little bit more. The Nagato takes pretty good torpedoes. He's on fire. It's not looking good for him, but we found the sweet spot. We should be able to kill him with 1 or 2 more salvos. Yeah, take him out. Don't be afraid to use AP. It's really effective if you have good angling. It's all about that angle of the enemy hull. Some ships like the US battleship line, the older US battleships, they're really curvy, right? Sometimes you need to find the flattest side possible. Sometimes that's the bow. Now, this Aoba is not here. The Omaha's aircraft, as you can see, is gone. The enemy is attempting to capture our base right now. We only have 1 ship. For some reason, another ship is leaving base defense and is coming this way. So I have to pull an audible. I'm not going to put pressure on this base. I need to go back and defend. All the enemy destroyers are there. I'm the last one on my team alive. You could see the 1-2 line is just now moving away from it. So I think there's enough of a gap between the enemy at A that I can go towards the middle gap and escape just before detection. Now, I didn't know this. I just felt like I could take the risk. And that's how I play, of course. I'm very aggressive. Sometimes I just don't know. I'm going to try and force my way in a situation. And nope. They were just a little bit too close. The aircraft. You forgot, Notser. I scouted myself. My AA was still on from the Omaha. So I fired on the Myoko or the Clevelands. And here we are. We're detected. Thankfully, the Myoko just fired. So he has to wait on a cooldown. And I'm so close to getting out. I don't want to have to use my smoke. Please, come on. The Cleveland could fire any second now. And we drop off. Looks like they didn't want to. And I think the Cleveland notices that I have torpedoes in the water. He's trying to avoid them. I don't blame him. You really can't risk your ship in that scenario. The game is still very early. So as I head south, I expect to run into enemy destroyers. There's an Anshan, a Gnevny, which basically they're the exact same ship. They're a Soviet destroyer. They have long range, velocity, terrible 1v1, in close proximity. And that was kind of my thought process. I have the smoke available. They don't really know I'm going to do this particular strategy. Maybe they're not paying attention. I'm not scouted. 1 destroyer drops the smoke. And he's going in and out. The friendly New Mexico is doing everything in his power to defend the base. He takes out 1 of the destroyers. That's awesome. I feel pretty confident against the remaining 2 Soviet destroyers. Yes, I know, it's a Pan-Asian, but it's a Soviet destroyer. It started out its life as a Gnevny-class destroyer. He sends out his torpedoes. The New Mexico under huge fire. The enemy Colorado is scouting me. And hopefully, this enemy destroyer in the smoke is reacting to the sudden threat just behind him. And I don't care. Look at me. Fire on me. Please pay attention to me. We have HE loaded. We're looking for fires. And the enemy destroyer, the Anshan, is scouted. We're going to gun him down. He's not looking at us at all. Now he is. Look at his guns slowly traverse. Look at the damage we're doing. We're trying to protect ourselves from his torpedo tubes, aiming right at those modules. Of course, he sends his torpedoes out. We're able to avoid. Remember, I have the gearing. He has last stand. Not a big deal. The propulsion's knocked out, and we take out the enemy Anshan. And I don't know who the Atlanta is firing on. I felt like he was actually firing on me. And yeah, he's continuing to fire. But you don't get any accuracy bonus against a friendly. You actually have to be skilled enough to hit them. And clearly he's not. So I don't know what his problem is. I'm not too worried though. I honestly don't believe he has the skill to kill me. We're going to continue forward. I was hoping to work my way towards the Gnevny and take him out before the New Mexico dies. You can see how low the New Mexico, under 600 life. I need to keep him involved in the fight. Nothing else matters. We are detected, of course. We still have our smoke. Yeah, 2,000. Oh, man, and I'm just trying to get there. I feel pretty comfortable with this gun range, so we're going to start opening up. We're detected anyway. Who cares, right? New Mexico gets a great shot. We take out his steering. Probably going to force. Yep, he uses damage control. And he's popping his smoke. He's trying to hide. He wants to get the kill. Come on, kill him. Yes, we take him out. Oh, my. 197 hit points left on the New Mexico. That was a close one. That was really important, I think. He has a chance to heal himself back up. Maybe take a salvo away from the battleship that would be meant for me or that Atlanta. And we're using HE. We switched to AP because he's showing a lot of his side. We could potentially penetrate his armor. I have smoke up, so there's no threat that he's going to fire on my position right now. The New Mexico is running away. I don't blame him. I want him to get away, get his health up a little bit, and then come back and fight. The Colorado is annoyed. He's looking for a target that he can actually attack. Torpedoes are up. Why not use them? I don't think they're going to be successful. They just move so slow. But we still have great shots on the enemy Colorado. And of course, we are preventing the capture of our base. Colorado fires on the friendly New Mexico. No! Stay alive! The New York is in the background. Not really a viable target. We lose the New Mexico, and we lose the scouting. And I was a little worried about this Atlanta. Remember, he fired on me earlier. He could have accidentally seen me as an enemy. And maybe now he's realized I'm a friendly. It looks like the Miyoko's actually going to run into it. He has no idea. He's reacting too slow, and we're going to get at least 1, 2, 3 torpedoes. Man, they do absolutely no damage, by the way. We earn Confederate, and the Miyoko's firing on our position. We have to live. Keep our team in the fight. They're capturing the enemy base right now. Now, AP would be ideal if he was not angled as well as he is. I need to switch to HE, which I do. And now we're just going to try and chip away at his health. That's really all we can do at this point. Friendly tries to use his torpedoes, and he's taken out by the friendly. Oh, that was good. The New York fires on our position, but he misses. We're good. Friendlies are about to capture the enemy base. I don't think we would have won this if it wasn't for my ship returning to protect that New Mexico. That New Mexico was doing great defensive work. It was just unfortunate that so many friendlies headed north. We got 3 kills, Confederate, 3 torpedo strikes, 2,394 base XP. The New Mexico was right behind me. Good job. We did around 95,000 points of damage. I'm pretty happy. I didn't expect that kind of game in The Sims. And the way the game worked out, it's never too late to go back and defend. I hope you enjoyed this game. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.